I'm here with Sammy from Fang, and I've got to ask, I saw your T-shirts say that you're cool, give you money. Do I have to give you money for this interview?
No, well, I wish it was the way. I wish it was the case. Nobody ever gives us money anyway, so I think you're safe.
I'm safe. Good, because I'm broke.
Okay.
So we're all
So are
alike.
we? Yeah, so are we.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah. I have to take up that slogan then.
Well, it has never really worked for us, so you're welcome to it, but I don't really guarantee the results.
I'll have the same success, I think, yeah.
Probably.
But you are cool. And you just played here in Leeds. You've played at Rebellion. You've played a few other shows here in the UK.
No, Rebellion was the first show. This is the second show, and we play London tomorrow night, and then we go home.
It, yes.
So, yeah.
And it's your first time in the UK in 30?
5 years. That Fang moved to Guildford in 1985. Mm-hmm. And we lived in a squat in Guildford. Actually, well, it was supposed to be the whole band, but only my bass player and I got it together to buy our tickets. We had decided to move to England, and when it came down to it, the drummer and the guitar players like we're not going. So we came anyway, and so we started jamming with Tommy Stupid on drums and a guitar player that I don't remember his name. And then we jammed for a while, and we were trying to get things going here, but there were hardly any shows happening at that time. Like in London, we couldn't find any kind of work, really, any way to survive. So after a couple months trying to get it together, we finally decided we were going to move to Germany and see if it was easier there. And so we moved to Germany, and Tommy Stupid obviously didn't go with us. We got a German drummer and a German guitar player, and it was much easier at that time in Germany for us.
How long did you stay in Germany then?
We lived there for about a year. We recorded our third record there and toured, got jobs. We lived in Bremen in northern Germany, and then we recorded our third record, and we were there for a year. Then we came back and recorded our fourth record there, and we were supposed to record our fifth record there, but then my girlfriend in Germany, I was sending acid back and forth from the U.S. to Germany, and so she got busted with a bunch of acid because we were dealing over there. And so I got a phone call saying, look, Astrid's in jail. You're wanted for international drug trafficking, so you can't come back to Germany anymore.
And did that ever get straightened out? Because you've been to Germany, haven't you?
The statute of limitations finally straightened it out for me in the long run.
So, yeah. So now you can freely travel to Germany.
Now I can travel. Yeah, we went back. It was about 3 years ago we went back, but I hadn't been back since 1988.
Wow. And Germany has changed quite a bit in that time.
Yeah. No, I haven't really had much of a chance to. I mean, I'd never been to Blackpool before, and I don't know if I'd ever been to Leeds before, but haven't really spent any time in London yet. But I'm really curious to see it. It's in 35 years has probably changed a lot as well.
Oh yes, quite a bit. Yeah. And you've gone back and forth with the band, not just continental moves, but you had to take a hiatus for a while.
Right.
And how did you get back into wanting to get the band going again?
After I got out of prison, I had not planned on playing music again, and there was a friend of mine. He was a bass player, and he I think he really pushed me to start doing it again, and so I did. And I don't know. I mean, and that was 1997. And so, for the most part, since 1997, we've been playing. There's probably been maybe a year here and there since that time where we didn't really do a whole lot. But mostly fairly consistently since 97, we're still playing and made a few records. I hadn't made a record in a long time. Made a record in 98, American Nightmare, but then hadn't made a record since 98 until we did Here Come the Cops, which came out in 2012. So there was quite a long time where we hadn't made a record. And then we just recorded and released a new record called Rise Up, and it came out a week ago. So it's brand new.
And where can people buy Rise Up? Or any of your other back catalog.
Die Laughing Records is the label, and so you can go dielaughingrecords.com and buy it through, online through the label, and it should be hopefully in stores and available online. So,
and we heard a lot of new material from it tonight. And it was brilliant. Loved it.
Stuff. Playing most of the new record live, and then a bunch of old stuff too. But
all these years, I have loved you guys, and I never had the chance to see you. So I find it kind of almost ironic that I had to wait for you to come over to England, even though I'm from the States, to hear you how many years later.
You're an American,
exactly.
But you've been here for a long time now.
About 15 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully we'll be able to come back. Now that we played Rebellion once, and we developed that relationship a little bit, hopefully it'll be easier for us to come back.
Oh, I definitely hope you come back for it, because it's also an opportunity. It's not just a great gig for you to play, but it's an opportunity to go and play other places and see more of the world. And
I'm absolutely all about that. We did Brazil a couple years ago. We did Cuba and Mexico last year, and Fang and Verbal Abuse. We did that tour with Verbal Abuse. We were the first American punk rock bands ever to play in Cuba.
that's what I was going to ask. How was that?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome. So we did 7 shows. The first 6 shows were put together by David Chappé, and he was he worked through the Ministry of Culture, and it was all very much like sort of rock festivals kind of, and we played with a bunch of other bands from around the world, a Russian band, a Swedish band, a French band, and they were mostly metal. It was all metal from around the world, but the guitar player from Verbal Abuse had met David, and he said, how about some American punk rock? So they brought us to Cuba, and then we did, so we played those 6 shows, and when we were in Havana, I met some of the local hardcore punk rock kids, and they had a sort of an underground DIY space in Havana. And so I asked them, I'm like, look, can we come and do a real DIY show, like a real punk rock show, instead of all the, sort of regular rock stuff. So that all worked out, and we got to play, and they didn't have any amps. So they had a little PA, so everybody plugged into the PA. So the guitars, bass, they had a drum kit, but everybody else played through the PA. It was amazing, It was awesome.
I can see from your reaction that that's probably one of your most favorite gigs.
Oh,
perhaps.
it was incredible. It was that's to me what it's all about right there. There were like a bunch of rash kids, and they had like this awesome little space that they, and they had a bunch of bands that were local, and half the kids played in like all of the bands, but it was amazing, It was, and given the political climate now, it's possible that that's not going to be possible for much longer.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like Cuba was kind of going to open up, but now the way things are in the U.S., I don't know, that it may start to go the other way again.
Yeah, Trump seems to be closing a lot of doors for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think any of us, I don't think we realized how much of a bubble we lived in.